People and gentle people, we are ready to commence. We're here at the PoetNY open mic at the Bowery Poetry Club. Yes, yes. Thank you all for coming out and leaving your houses on this Arctic, oddly cold May day here. I don't even know like what weather is even supposed to be anymore. Like, okay, it's 90, 45, sure, that's normal now. But I'm glad that we are all here. We're here for the poetry open mic. How many people here, is this your first open mic perchance? A is right. A, okay. Anyone here not from New York City? More A's. That's like most people, okay. Where is this table from? London, Amsterdam, and where? And Germany. I usually like continue asking people, but like that's pretty dope. Okay, so I'm just gonna say that they win. I'm sorry, whoever's here from Tulsa, Oklahoma. It just doesn't quite stack up. But But yeah, thank you everybody for coming through. My name is Mason Granger, which is what I should say in the beginning, introducing myself. I'll be the host. I will be the shepherd of all of us along on this poetic journey that will last exactly 1 hour and 55 more minutes. How this is gonna work? So I have a list of everyone here who has poems in their pockets and or minds and or hearts has signed the list to share these poems. I'm gonna call the names up in order. Gonna come up, share your poem. There are very few ground rules. Like this is meant to be like open mic, like the most distilled down version of democracy and of communication. We're like, yo, I got something to say. I'm gonna fucking say it. You're gonna listen. Cool. All right. It's meant to be that, but we do have to have a couple of rules. One is that we have one poem or 3 minutes. Okay. So if you have like a 12-minute poem, like dope. Come back the next 4 weeks. Chop it up into fourths. We can do this. We can share. Another thing, if you have like a series of haikus, same thing. Come back like a series of days and drop those haikus one by one like breadcrumbs into your heart. And that's dope. And we do that, and it's not to be like sticklers, but because we want everybody to have a chance to get up on the mic. We don't want time to run out on anybody. There's lots of people on the list. I just slap my ass because that's where the list is, not some weird like kink. Hey, but if it was. All right, we can have a Sunday night here. And then so we're gonna have some on the list, and then we have our feature poets tonight. Is the Montclair State CUPSI poetry team. Here all the way from Montclair, New Jersey. For people who don't know what a CUPSI team is, do people know how poetry slams work and how poetry slam teams are formed? No? Okay. Let me Wikipedia it real quick. Okay, so there's a venue like this. We're in the Bowery Poetry Club, obviously. It is Sunday, also obviously. This is the open mic. On Monday nights, there is a Bowery Poetry Slam. And a slam is quite similar to an open mic, except it's a competition. It's a competition that is judged. So picture Olympic gymnastics, except instead of doing 12 backflips, you're doing a poem. And then you stick the landing on the poem, you get numbers, it goes 1 to 10, boom, there's a winner. There's a series of these, series of winners. At the end of the season, these series of winners come together and they form the team, okay? So that team that wins through the season would be representing the Bowery Poetry Club. It would be this team. And then they go off and they compete against other teams, and it's like, feelings! And then they battle their feelings out and get judged, and then boom, there's a winner. All right, so that's a whole circuit. There is an equivalent circuit that works just like that, except amongst colleges. All right, and instead of representing the Bowery Poetry Club, they represent Montclair State University. They've gone through the entire same process. They form the team, and they're going to come up here, and they're going to do emotions. It's going to be so much better than that, though. All right, so that is basically how this whole thing works. Open up the mic for many other people to come talk. And so, can we just get like a swell of energy? This is how I like to do this. Because poetry, like, we're here, we're live. This is a live event, all right? There's a reason that we're here and not, like, watching videos. Experience, feel that back and forth live energy of human soul to human soul. All right, so all these poems, they work better. They just work better when there is a vibe vibrating betwixt these walls. All right, so I want to get some energy going. I want to get energy going in a very specific way. So, what's your name? Kirsten. Okay, Kirsten, you're the most important person in the world right now. So I'm going to start over here. Okay? When I point to you and wiggle my finger slightly, you give a slight amount of energy. Like, I think I'm going to use a different fabric softener because I am slightly agitated. Okay? Just that level. And as I move my hand across like a speedometer of sorts, there's going to be more and more energy swelling in the room. I want you to emit it, radiate it. And then when I get over here to Kirsten, I want you to collect all of that energy that I kind of sweep over to you, and then take it in and then let it out in whatever gruesome fashion or beautiful fashion you are moved to do, okay? So whatever comes out, comes out. Okay, here we're going to go. We're going to start. Oh, maybe I should use bounce instead. Okay. I couldn't even hear, but that was great. Okay, we are now ready to begin the open mic. First up, coming up to the open mic is going to be L.A. Marks. Give it up for L.A. Marks.
I love you guys so much. The second I saw you, I was just like, So tall, Mason. This is a 10-second long poem. Maybe. The light from above me pulled down and spun into thread, woven outward, becomes a ship, waterproof, buoyant. The light from below me gathered up and pulled into me, stretched into misty strands, becomes a veil, airy, SPF 3000.
That was L.A. Marks. Okay, and another thing before we continue to begin, to operate, I am an above averagely tall human being, and so to operate the mic stand when you come up, you grab this portion here, quarter turn to the left, up, down, quarter turn to the right, tighten it up. You know, I'm a highly trained professional here, L.A. Not just anybody can do the old, I don't know, didgeridoo, but that's not even what that is. All right, so next up on the mic is going to be Sergio G.
You can also just push it down. So a person whose opinion I strongly respect told me this is not a poem. But sometimes you have to go against people you strongly respect. It's called Ode to the Objective World. There is a subjective world, but there's also an objective world. When happy poets celebrate cherry blossoms and love affairs, and when despairing, despondent poets grieve over heartbreak, death, and exile, they thereby display the objects and events they love and fear, the objects and events they enjoy and hate. We don't love love, we don't fear fear, we don't hate hate. At least that's not our starting point. And we don't usually start with dopamine and glucocorticoids released inside our brain, which is only one organ in our nervous system, which is only one system in our body, which is only one organism in a complex, multi-layered, interactive environment. Dopamine or glucocorticoids are released inside our brain when receptors send signals, when the eyes perceive the beauty of flowers and trees and objects that are too big to fit inside our head. The objective world is not our private possession. Our imagination works with memory to transubstantiate what our ear hears, what our hand touches, what our tongue tastes, what our skin feels. Yes, within the boundaries of our skin, we create our intimate subjective worlds, but make no mistake, though inside ourselves we house subjective rivers, they will go stale and then run dry if they're not often fed with fresh objective waters. There's no such thing as pure confidence. The closest to that would be a confidence to create objects which had no prior existence, a confidence to perform with emotion, humor, and intelligence, a confidence to fall in love without scrupulous ambivalence, a confidence to meet new souls with openness and unyielding innocence. But there's never a generic confidence, disembodied and diffuse somewhere in the stratosphere. No, this is what we call self-confidence, a confidence in the self, in what it does, and a confidence in the world that it will receive us and that it will receive the simplest, most insignificant of our extraordinary actions. Yes, salvation is from grace. When the world aligns itself with our internal strength and our continual struggles, and harmony is born, but we have to work for our salvation. And we have to work always at two ends. Subjectively, we cultivate our garden, we build clear intentions, we dispel the fog of fear, we grow them into skillful actions, we learn self-compassion, and we practice resilience for when our garden is choked up by inner weeds or desolated by outer hurricanes. But the subjective world cannot survive of itself. And objectively, at the same time, our garden is the world. In it, our choices gain weight and our individuality blossoms. Our habits dance with the seasons, with the heavenly orbs, and above all, in it, we dance with each other. We strive to be here for each other in a timely manner. We negotiate our asses and our yeses and our no-sis. With one another, we draw and redraw the lines of what it means to be human in a world where time moves faster and faster and faster than all of its previous iterations. We struggle to forgive each other and not to come to the feast of the gods from a place of bitterness. We work for our individual salvation collectively, because though we do die alone, we always live together. There is a subjective world, but there's also an objective world. These two worlds make love difficult and possible. Thank you.
Yeah, that was beautiful. All right. I like that, and that's a good thing about hosting open mics as opposed to slams, where like you have to remain subjective in a competition, and you can't come up and be like, "That was amazing." Like open mics, be like, "Yo, that was fucking dope." All right. Next up. Yeah.
He knew I was short, so he put it down. That was great. And Sergio, that was totally a poem. All right. My ex doesn't know I wrote this poem. I was pretty sure I was over this, you, the thought of us, and forever. I never expected a burst of hot white salt water blasting me in the face, the rush of thoughts about hands, lips, worshipping your body. Not since she, the first one, I mean, cheated on me. The first time I was cheated on, I asked her to tell me everything he did to her. How she felt to have someone else make her squirm and beg. I was pretty sure I was over us, plus forever. I must be sick in the head to want that, to give my nightmares fresh fuel to burn away what little sleep I have left. But then, I met you. You pleasure men for money, and you asked if I was all right with that. I wasn't. But I told myself if you had to ask on 2 separate occasions, on the day you had to pay rent, that was something you needed to do. So I said, do you? I was pretty sure I was over this. I worry I'm someone who's a closet freak who gets off on watching you get fucked by another man. But just like that first time hearing about another man's hand exploring every inch of you, I freeze. My body twitches like the unwinding of a twisted spring, loosening, unhinged from a state of rest to a firestorm of regret, too hot to quench, too widespread to put out. We're not even together anymore. And you had the common courtesy to let me know that at our friend's party on Monday, you'll be with someone else. I ask myself, when the hands start to come into my dreams and I get to put a face behind them, will I be able to imagine myself in his place, on top of you? I was pretty sure I was over us. I was pretty sure I was done with all the daydreams of burritos and making you morning omelets. I was done reminiscing about walking from Williamsburg to Bowery, through Chinatown, keeping fingers warm in the winter breath. But I wonder, does he know to call you beautiful when you ask him if this dress makes you look fat? Does he watch anime and make you feel all right, knowing that you like yaoi smut into the morning? Does he know that poetry saved your life and that's why it's tattooed on your nape, right above the atlas? The atlas is a bone in the spine that allows Homo sapien to scan the horizon. That is poetry for you, and I can't help but wonder if he knows that. Does he know how to order your Starbucks hot chocolate with whipped cream, 1 pump vanilla, 2 pumps mocha? Does he know you enough to even begin to love you the way you deserve? Does he know? I thought I was over this. I thought I was over us. I thought I was fine looking for another girl to spend forever with. But every day since you told me there was another man in your life, I just have to ask myself, does he know? Does he know? I hope so.
That was Gary. All right. Next up, I'm going to keep it moving. It's going to be Gary G. Carrie G to the mic. All right.
You know how long we've known each other? 5 years.
but I've only known your handwriting for 5 minutes.
Cerebral palsy doesn't denote good handwriting. I have this feature coming up on Wednesday in Brooklyn at a place called Hellphone at 8:30. Y'all can come on out. I'd appreciate it. This one is about something that I love, and that's professional wrestling. And it's called Champion. I hope you enjoy it. I love professional wrestling, and understand, I know that it's fake. I know that the outcome is predetermined, but I don't watch for the flippity flips and the crazy acrobatics. I don't watch for the blood. I watch for the promos. What promos are two wrestlers promoting their match with each other. See, there are two types of promos. Works, which are fake promos that aren't based in truth, and shoots, promos that are based wholly in truth. And I'm going to shoot to you in a minute or two, but before I do, I want you to know that every artist you've ever seen, whether it be tonight or on MTV or on your radio or whatever, they're all just cutting promos. You know, I never meant to cause you any trouble, never meant to cause you any pain. Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the purple rain? It's all just promos to try to get you to buy in, see? Because I'll take body slams over poetry slams because I hate being judged. But understand, how many of you have put something on the gram tonight to show your friends how great your life is when you're just working them? How many of you have answered when your friends say, how are you? How are you? And you say, I'm having a great day, when in truth all you're looking for is a tag team partner because you're feeling really lonely? How many of you? See, can I shoot to you for a second? I hung out at a bar with a singer who I really respect and love. And I said to him, if I could be more like you and less like me, I think I'd be a better person. And he said, Carrie, no. It's all just makeup sometimes. So let me shoot to you. My name is Carrie Goldberg. I'm from Montclair, New Jersey. And I've been thinking about changing my name. In part because me and my dad don't get along very well, but also in part because of an underlying anti-Semitism in America. See, I'm just trying to be me, but I'm really scared. I'm just a really scared person. I feel more comfortable up here than down there, because I know I'm a bad motherfucker up here. I've been doing this a long time. But down there, I'm still trying to figure it out. See, I'm just trying to be me, and that's really hard. My girlfriend's really nice. She's helped me through a lot. But being a good human is really hard sometimes. My favorite wrestler was Bret Hart. Bret Hart, he's had a lot of tragedy in his life. His brother Owen died tragically in an entrance into a match. He was called the Blue Blazer. That was his character, and he would fly in like Superman. But I guess he failed. In the same way that Batman never came in Colorado, and Kindergarten Cop was late to Sandy Hook, it was all a failure. See, I could slam if I wanted to. I just don't want to. But yeah, you know, Bret Hart is a very depressed individual, I hear. He Mickey Mantles people, and what I mean by Mickey Mantle is late in his life, Mickey Mantle used to do autograph signings, and people used to come up to him and say, I'm named after you, and he would say, you know how many kids are named Mickey because of me? I try very hard in my life not to be a Bret Hart, and certainly not to be an Owen Hart, but understand it's all just promos. build that wall. Radical Islamic terrorism, it's all just promos. Our president is a WWE Hall of Famer. It's all just promos. And it's easier to be a bad guy, a heel, than it is to be a good guy. But I say in another piece, if he builds it, they will come for his job and his head. And don't think they're not coming for him. It may take a while, but it's all just promos. This life is one big promo. William Shakespeare once said, all the world's a stage, and I agree, and all the world's a big promo. So I hope when I go, I've drawn the numbers, and they can chant my name in the arena. Carry, C-A-R-Y. But most importantly, understand that all these pieces and all these words that I say to you are just self-help that I can't remember when I need to. So yeah, but most importantly, when you see a kid in a John Cena shirt, don't laugh at him. He's evolved, and he doesn't know it yet. And we are all just champions. It takes longer to get the belt once in a while, but understand, no matter how many notches you have on your belt, it's all just a prop to get yourself over. But love is the most shoot-worthy promo you can give this world. Hopefully I won't be so afraid anymore. Thanks.
That was Carrie Goldberg. All right. Yo, if you so as you might expect of a place called the Bowery Poetry Club, there are lots of poetry-related events that go on here. And so if this is your first time here, we have a mailing list, an email list over on the side, on the stand right by where you came in. Throw your email on there, you will be notified of other things that are equally as dope as tonight, that are going on here all the time. And so we can do that during the break, but until then, gonna bring up the next poet to the mic is gonna be Andrew Bars Sokolsky. All the way to the stage.
So I improv all my poems, so this poem's just going to be created now. Also, I have a book, so if anyone wants to buy one, it's only $10. And it's written, so it's a little less jumbled than my spoken word, so yeah. Okay. Give me a little bit of time and everything will be fine. When you take a grain in order to understand the way the beach was formed before you went to it, when the sun was shining and the sea was nice and all you saw was nice refreshment. It started with a shell of many colors. One shell was full and beautiful, another shell had a crack in it. But before the shell came ashore, it was swirling around with a bunch of fishes. Those fishes were born in the water when a germ that was started in the water became the world that the ocean is now set in. As the beach was not to be yet, the shells were still in the water forming as the sediment was still becoming bedrock. As the sediment rose up, everything started to grow, just like the seaweed from down below and the sun up into the sky and the moon also nigh coming up after it. Just like the sun that sets whenever the moon comes up, so too does the water rise when the night comes up. Tides are connected to the moon as the moon is connected to the sun and as life is connected to death. Swirling around in the pool was a shell, just like me when I was 6, almost about to drown. But that's a simple fact, and all of these are simple words. Because one thing I've noticed is when you take a scabbard and you look inside for the sword, all you find is simple metal made into something that people contemplate life or death over. So if a caveman was what we came from, And if a simple rock could lead to 1,000 words, if 1,000 fables that Native Americans used to create a nation could now be considered children's stories that children don't even understand, and then later grow up to learn actually have warnings in them and see them as scary, just like Teletubbies, then one would understand that when one grows up and remembers drowning when they were young and about to die, whenever they question why their lives are still going, they should remember, just like the shell that's on the shore that we all do adore, it once had a crack in it, and the ocean was not there when the world was growing. So when you look at the sand and you take it by a grain, just remember, my story is somewhere in there, just a little bit, just like that fish in the water. I don't know where it started. I don't know where it'll go. All I know is that I keep on questioning and I keep on asking, and when I find the answer, I always take a minute to take a breather, and I actually become paralyzed for an instant. Because when you see the future, how are you supposed to move to it if we're all in the spaceship, wondering how it even got moving if we didn't even start it to begin with?
This is Andrew Sokolsky, who's actually also a Bowery intern here. The interns here make this place go. They make it happen. They make it operate. Yes, they're there and there and there and there and there. There's a chandelier in here for some reason. All right, because we fancy. Next up is going to be Doran D'Amico. Doran D'Amico to the stage, yes.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm from LA. This is my first time here. It's awesome. I host an open mic in Spanish at a place called Tia Chucha's in Sylmar. So if you're ever in LA, come over there on Friday night to our open mic. I want to share a piece with you that I wrote in response to the Women's March. And and I got also, the facts are from World Atlas of Women, written in 2012. It's called Welcome to Womankind. Most of the world's governments are committed to full equality for women on paper. Yet almost everywhere, de facto restrictions on presence, on dress, on public, on private, on reality, restrictions on you and me. Welcome to womankind. For many women in the world, home is the most dangerous. A cradle of violence, a cradle of suffering, a cradle of controlled access, a cradle for 200 million women getting pregnant every year. A coffin over 50 million. 500,000, many millions dying as a result. Suffering, illness, suffering, disability, a cradle conspiracy, delicate, usury. Welcome to womankind. OMG, FGM. Female genital mutilation. I wouldn't call it circumcision. Gone the clitori, gone the labia, hidden scars on 130 million girls. On 2 million join the ranks each year. Gone in the arms of their mothers. Gone not only on continents far away, gone even here today. All over the atlas, from babies to ladies, women hold the blade. Welcome to womankind. Womankind, from wife plus man, from Old English, from patriarchy, from dowry burnings, from honor killing, from bride, from loss of memory, from mother story, from starlight eternal matriarchy, from earth, from she came we. Welcome to womankind. And on this day, erupting all over the world, transcending earthly wounds, womankind, shedding commerce of beauty, shedding uncounted housework, shedding legal inheritance. Women and girls are the water haulers of the world, walking on average 6 kilometers, walking as body commerce, walking in lands they cannot own, walking as shock absorbers, walking through economic crisis, walking along steadily, walking to progress rhythmically, walking with purpose rhythmically, walking together rhythmically, marching everywhere, you and me. Welcome to womankind. Welcome to Badass Babes. Welcome to Her Story Resplendence. Welcome to Interdependence. Welcome, welcome, welcome to a new epoch. Welcome to Darling Dangerous. Welcome to Shooting Like a Girl. Welcome to Radical Resistance. Welcome to Pussy Pretty. Welcome Nasty Angry. Welcome Wonder Women. May we know them, be them, raise them. Welcome to womankind. Welcome, welcome, welcome to womankind. Thank you.
That was Doran D'Amico. What was that? What was the name of the open mic that you host in the LA area? Tia Chuchas? Yes, in Silmar, California. United States. Dope. Okay. So there's also so if you are traveling places, there's an app that helps you find poetry places such as this one and such as that one there, and it is an app called Slam Find, and it's a free app for your mobile device for only $3, and it's. And yeah, it's like a directory to all the poetry slams and poetry-friendly open mics in North America and Canada, and I think there's like one in London for y'all. But there's lots more there. I just gotta crack that egg. But yeah, it's called Slam Find, one word, and it works, and that's cool. So next on to this microphone is gonna be Gabriella Mayer or Major? Mayer, Gabriella Mayer. Boom, 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 boom.
All right, heyo. So, for a very, very broad context, because I have to keep all my secrets, this poem is kind of dedicated to one of those well-known celebrities that had passed away last year. And then second of all, I'm not mentioning anything else about him because we don't talk about 2016. All right. This is called, This Was the Moment the Starman Left the Earth. He crawled his way into the wardrobe through the use of his sharp insect limbs and closed the door and lived among the termites and worms for 17 months, living off whiskey sours and red peppers frosted with milk dust, hoping his body would instead act like the blonde Rocky who is Tim Curry's perfect design. The world always caters to the young and skinny and heteronormative, and he writes the prediction of the date of his death in an anagram of numbers in the liner notes of his last album, and he wishes he had had sex with his supermodel wife every moment since he was born because exoticism is so fucking hot. and his wardrobe is the quietest flat he has ever occupied, but he accepts the dust as the glitter, as the dirt that will house the tree standing on his grave, and he is as hollow and carved as the wood. His children feed him his requested traces of cyanide inside cut filet mignons, and he argues, "We do need no sex education," to his years-long restraining orders. His hands bring forth hot white stars to stick to the walls. He is aware with every heartbeat. His body is turning to the dark side. He's left enough instructions for everyone to follow him to Mars through calculated vocals. He wants to be a space captain, damn it. His will and testament implanted into 25 phrases, and he opens the wardrobe. Outside the atmosphere, he is a god, as glowing and beautiful as he imagined. Thank you.
Gabriella Mayer has just introduced something that I would like for all of us to take with us and propagate into the universe. 2016 being referred to as the year that we will not mention, as the Voldemort of years. I'm so down with that. I like that. Like timelines will be 2015, 2017, 2018, and then like our kids will be like, "Daddy, what's up with that?" But like, we don't speak of that anymore. Like elevators without the 13th floor. It's a whole thing. We're gonna expand it. Thank you, Gabriella. Next up on the mic is gonna be Buttered Roll. Buttered Roll to the stage.
What's up? Thank you for the platform. This is about my relationship with quote-unquote inspiration. She's no longer in this life. My drugged out, lovelorn, and eventually catatonic wife. But it's her I still adore. And since she stopped breathing, I can't even write anymore. Her words and curves used to make my impulses dance with the truth. Some inebriated romance, man, my pen advanced from left to right with maybe like a modicum of couth. Fingers crossed, eyes closed, steadfast towards the truth. My words advanced, relatively speaking, left to right, and hopefully in the general direction of the truth. But now she's gone and my existence is a bore. And whatever the fuck I'm writing is instantly forgettable. I purchased these metonyms and metaphors on clearance at the dollar store. Actually, behind the dollar store. See, what you gotta do is you gotta walk through the actual dollar store. You gotta walk at the back exit. You gotta walk past the Bang Out Hangout. Trust me, you're gonna wanna walk past the Bang Out Hangout, and eventually you're gonna run into a guy named Horace, and he really is the plug. He's got the drop on all figures of speech, 2 for 1, 3 for 5. Buyer beware, it's best to be well read. If not, you're gonna find yourself maybe overpaying for some, some bootleg Bukowski. Some watered down Ezra Pound. Just please keep in mind that there's no buybacks in actual life. It's been several lukewarm minutes since I had any type of appetite. Famished. My teeth, they fell out of my mouth last night. and I dropped my pen, and it's now too heavy to pick up off the floor. It's 4 a.m. on Cinemax, 4 a.m. on Cinemax, and you know what that means. My writing is a porn movie with a plot. All types of softcore. My ghostwriter's ghostwriter has a ghostwriter whose ghostwriter is recently deceased. Regression is vicious. That's what she always said. Regression is vicious. That's what she always said. I just hope that she found peace. And since she's no longer in this life, I'm going to say it again. Motherfucker, I've completely forgotten how to write! Back when I used to compose, she would let me go in raw because it was love and all that. My muse had these titties. They were heroin infused. And drinking her breast milk was like getting faded off the Similac. No need to cook up and tie off. This horse didn't. Did was lay back and latch, compose a plan of attack, writing word after miscellaneous word. Fade to black, and then I crashed. I woke up 2 days later on a urine-stained mattress. On the floor, there were shards of broken glass. I walked to the bedroom window and looked out, and there she was, from 5 stories up, lying face first on the overgrown grass. On the bedroom floor was a memento mori. It read, "Nothing endures. This too shall come to pass." Needless to say, I put my pen away. I extinguished the fire inside with alcohol, a lot of Jameson, a lot of other drugs, and kind of just forgot everything that I never, ever, ever, ever want to say. Thank you.
Buttered roll. The Requiem. All right, we have one more poet up here for the first half of the open mic, and then we're going to turn it over to our featured performer, Montclair State CUPSI team. But before we do that, we're going to have one more person come up, then we're going to do that, then we're going to have a break, and then we're going to come out, and everybody else on the list is going to rock, and it's going to be magnifique. So please give it up for another Bowery intern coming up to the mic, Evelyn Rivera Cardenas.
Hi guys. So for some of the people that are regulars, this is for you. The piece that I'm going to be reading is in conversation with a piece that I've done over here called Bark. And so I'm going to do it, and it's quite literally called In Conversation with Bark. Society seems to have funny ways of shoving my culture down my throat and into my bowels. Shit out hypocrisy, I'll give it to you, served up in a pie. Eat it, and maybe you'll understand why I want to wash my mouth out with soap. There's this constant ringing in my ear of stereotypes pushing against my skull, and I always end up thinking that it's all the same bullshit and bullshit and bullshit. Growing up, I've always been told the phrase, "Don't let yourself be put inside a box." But instead, I feel like I've been put inside the ring, not well equipped with the necessary tools I need to win, besides my bark. You see, being Hispanic means I was born a dog, must have been raised by wolves. Now, I'm the smallest pit bull in the pen, but that doesn't mean that I'm not scrappy. People hear the word pit bull and they think aggressive, scary, illegal, fighters, abused. People don't realize that they're oppressing them and shoving them in their very own pre-prescribed box. Like how they're naturally born strong, so am I. How a dog is raised is how its demeanor is grown, and the same goes for me. Too bad I'm not domestic. Society has turned me into a fighter. Ho!
That was DMX. Evelyn Rivera Cardenas. I'm sorry. Evelyn Rivera. Evelyn. All right. So, yeah, it is now time for the feature performance. It's the Montclair State CUPSI team. There was more DMX-ness. I don't know. That was destiny there. All right. So, yeah, I'm going to just turn it over to them. They will blow your faces off and then into new faces. And then when they're done, your face will be back. So please give it up for Montclair State.
How y'all feeling tonight? Okay, I see. A little better than that, guys. Come on. No, you tall as shit, so. Oh, okay, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. So clap it up for yourself for being anywhere in the world, but you're here with me. So word. I want y'all to shout out your favorite body part, right? Like, what do you feel sexy as fucking when you walking past the mirror? You're like, damn, my ass is looking real juicy right now. Like, what? Shout out your favorite part about your body.
My lips. Come on now, y'all.
Earlobes. Your hair. What else? Y'all better shout out. Y'all all sexy as fuck. What's your favorite part about your body? My lips. Okay, I heard something about eyes. I see you. When the mirror got enough fat jokes to make me feel small,
You're way too skinny jeans.
scale whispering to my muffin top,
Do you think you should be wearing that when you're not in shape? As if brown ain't a shape? My body is a conversation about shame that I am not invited to. The typical topic that my fam's at the table for.
The humiliation sitting among us will say I look like I haven't missed a meal,
Though I haven't eaten in days.
Will hand me an eating disorder
Expecting a thank you. My appetites. Telling me to throw up. Trying to get these hands till I throw up. And these hands.
Pull out the images of women I'm told to digest. Each diet was a suicide note to parts of myself I should have hugged more. Parts I should have told I missed them too much when they were gone.
I send you trying to chill text? Hump day.
The only eggplant you'll maintain in your diet? Yeah.
When his arms origami around me, I dip back from reality, fake an orgasm at the top of my lungs. See, this is a frugal attempt to keep a man. Big girls need love too. Tip his tongue. He sharpies 1,000 synonyms for pretty onto the parts of me that he will only invite into the bedroom when the lights are off.
My mother's bulimia taught me how to take a compliment. It's similar to how to take a joke.
People are only kidding.
You're not fat. You look pretty.
As if fat and pretty can't stand together. Like two thighs said to be brave.
Naked is not an act of courage.
I'm just horny. When called ugly on Thursday, and living, shoot it down, make it feel lifeless. If there's anything that I learned as a big girl, it's how to retreat in plain sight. Vacate my body and save my feelings of humiliation. On Friday, I looked so good, I wanted to fuck myself. I mean, really put in some work. Had me feeling like Beyonce and these low-rise hipster, still too skinny jeans.
Body talking back to me.
Damn sis, squat name commendable.
I weave my hands across the slender stretch across my stomach.
Read the perfections embedded in the scar tissue. This is authentic, and damn, it looks good. On Saturday, I'm one card away from flipping shit. Fuck you, meal prep.
Fuck you, calorie count.
Fitbit clocking me. I'm a grown-ass woman. I'll walk where I want to.
Screw you, girdle panties.
Fuck you, dryer. Always shrinking my pants. Fuck you to every opinion that made me feel like this body could ever be bad. On Sunday,
in a world that trying to tell women not to take up too much space, being seen as desirable black women
extends only as far as narrow aisle beauty is told to fit in.
Being body positive doesn't always mean being positive.
when acceptance is too much weight to carry. So, I was Netflixing, chilling, and I was mad as hell, right? Because his dick was shorter than the Wi-Fi password. So I'm getting ready to leave out, and then he starts singing. Tell me that pussy is mine, girl, you know. And the feminist in me is like, this pussy belongs to me. But then he started singing, tell me that pussy is mine, oh, yeah. And bitch, I got wet. So there I was, laid forever, legs spread smooth, like peanut butter honey dripping from pots, insides throb anticipation. He sat there between them, staring into the eye of life itself, face melting into curiosity, fingers stirring like sorcery. My hips shifted beneath his glare body, begged him to kiss it. He licked his lips and trailed kisses down to my stomach, and just as I prepared for his impact,
nah, fuck that.
He escaped to the bathroom. This is a national epidemic. Women every day are waking up on the wrong side of the bed because men are too pussy. See, pussy.
Talk about it. Talk about it.
Tiptoeing around like a child avoiding their vegetables. Can't you see I'm trying to nourish you? A well-balanced vagina is packed full of probiotics that prevent illness and alleviate depression. Secondly, eating pussy will turn your woman illiterate. All words go out the window. One minute she's cursing you out and calling your dick little, the next, her legs are shaking over your shoulder and she's speaking in tongue. The only word in the cipher is Jesus. I'm trying to save lives here, people. It's not every day that someone offers you dinner, submerged in chocolate and seasoned in health benefits. This is the finest that nature has to offer. Now, some guys say they have trouble growing a beard. Not to call pussy an elixir, but if you invest in time, Mother Nature might bless you with the antidote. You should be grateful, honored even, that between the legs of every woman is a bed and breakfast, an all-you-can-eat spot with all the fancy fixings. A hungry man's dream come true. Now, fellas, I'm not telling you to dive headfirst in the suspect waters. What I'm saying is, if you can hit it, then you can lick it. And if you expect the sis to be out here sharing the neck, then you should feel more than inclined to reciprocate. I shouldn't have to beg you to please me. Sex is a given game I can think of. Carry the 5, drop the 6. 69 reasons why we should play. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. You eat my box, I change your life. It's only fair, right? Now, some guys say they don't eat pussy because of the way it feels. Newsflash, baby. How do you think it feels to have some shit knocking at the back of your throat? I call this sacrifice. I also call this foreplay. The vagina, it is soft. It is pleasant. Before you go sticking your growth in, you should make sure she's aroused. Lord knows you were not born with the talent of eating pussy. But damn it, I have faith that you all can learn. After all, man was not made walking on the moon, but it's clear to see the impossible is not impossible. So go ahead. Take life by the legs and just keep licking. Thank you, guys. Next up, we have my teammates here, Nelly, best you ever had, and Synchronym doing White Boy.
Clap it up for yourself. This next poem is to the All Lives Matter supporter that listens to hip hop. So I think it's pretty funny that people say like racism doesn't exist and things that are fucked up aren't happening. But then you listen to hip hop and it's like, yo, we're telling our story. So you can listen to that shit when there's music involved, but you can't listen to us when we're talking about like actual topics about revolution and trying to change the world and love each other. So this is a clap back.
It's a clap back. Just listen and be educated. White boy, attracted to danger, cause you was cursed with comfort and safety, while we were comfortable with the safety being off.
The way you throw your hands up when the music has caught you by surprise seems like it was almost against your own will.
You tricked yourself into wishing you lived the life that I live
By studying hip-hop? Nah! Cause cops give a damn about a Negro.
Pull a trigger, kill a nigga, he's a hero.
You stuck in the crossfire, feeling like keeping beat. Like a lifeline of black boys played out on the radio.
Like Dre made beats to drown out gunshots. But the louder the music, the more you can't hear us.
Your limbs dancing. The two-step of a heart attack
Poured out on the sidewalk that will pop, lock, and drop dead. Made you rise to your feet alive. Like they did it.
White boy said he partied like it was the last day of his life.
As if you ever had to imagine it was. Said you take a bullet
for every martyred memoir to die.
This black you buried at the bottom of your CD case. You wear the images of corpses across your crew cut casually.
Hang a death plague, a poltergeist poster pinned to your wall.
Like a black Jesus who did not die for you. You swear saved you from your suffering. But Jesus' black life ain't matter. I know, I talked to his daddy. I said the streets in my headphones. I hear the lyrics of rap legends 6 feet under the ghetto. Say Biggie, Big L, Big Pun.
But you can't understand why the mouth of a riot will try to sing a person's name back into existence.
This trend of normalizing black death as a good time for a long time ain't nothing new. Music is funded by someone with a pigment so white.
It blinds us to the fact that when a black body hits the floor,
they come running with a contract and expect the corpse to sign on a dotted line.
And we try so hard. Stay away from that white light at the end of the tunnel.
But dollar signs bring us so much closer. Stay making money on someone else's invention. And the white man get paid off for all that. White people, the highest consumer that buys hip-hop. Why you think it doesn't disturb them when they see us dying on camera? When our murder is mainstream on and off the track. Said you ride for the niggas, die for the niggas, throw a gang sign up and say a black fist too violent. So, white cop, gun pop, not missing the target like that shot. They ain't taking my culture on my heart stop. They can't dance, so they love when we death drop.
How come you only want to talk about black death in your household?
If it is something you can dance to, why is the ghetto's Holocaust only worth standing up for if it's a trap song? Man, our death must be way too lit for you not to turn up. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Up next to the stage, we got Ben Wise.
My name is Ben Wise, and I'm not nervous. No, I heard somewhere that if you say that you're nervous, it can, like, make you not nervous. I don't know if that's working. But yeah, really good at lying. Are we liars in here? Has anyone lied before? No? Okay, that's a liar. Well, I lie, and I could teach you a few tricks if you just pay attention for a second. See, if you want to successfully deceive, you have to skate close to the truth. Get to it before anyone else flavor it different. Something easier to swallow. I lie to protect those close to me from my fuck-ups, like forgetting a name or telling grandma, I'll go to church someday. I stole a toy dinosaur when I was 4 by convincing everyone that it was mine. Now, when it comes to lying, start with facial expressions. Relax the center of your face. Muddle your frowns with laughter. Keep your brows open as if you aren't hiding a steaming pot. They can't tell you're lying if they've never seen the truth. My best friend was a master, made me a minor character in his life, could juggle the truth with his teeth, told me he loved me like a brother while he dated my crush and lied about it to my face 3 times, lie about things that don't matter. Like how many hours you've slept or your feelings. Some people just need a reason to believe you. I told my dad my brother hit me. It was just a joke. That didn't matter. My brother kept telling him it wasn't true. As the belt flew, it's important to get caught. You have to know what to do when your cover is blown. Always stay calm. Remember, silence can be interpreted in many different ways. Let them find the answers that you're comfortable with. When my mom was kicking my dad out for the 3rd time, they made me decide his fate. Said, you don't want him around. He has to go. I don't know which is the lie. I almost forgot. No one's going to believe you unless you believe yourself, right? Try this exercise. I'm not hungry. I'm fine. I feel gorgeous. Everything is training, which translates to everything is a lie. Don't bother letting people in. Fake authenticity is your best friend. I left a crush with a handful of maybes because phone calls are scary, and she loved to talk to me, called me her shelter when I could barely keep myself from caving in. She got way too comfortable, so I had to evict her, and I'm really good at playing moved on. I could win an Academy Award with my performances. Losing the facade makes me anxious. I don't like people seeing my weaknesses. Maybe I just can't stand being wrong. Maybe I just can't let the world be right. Isn't a lie just a big fuck you to reality, especially when you pull it off? Warning, this technique doesn't close doors. It erases them. You don't get to take back the consequences. The truth will haunt you like murder victims. They just want out. Do not let them sway you. They will hurt your loved ones if you have any left. Fortunately for me, I do have loved ones. One is coming up very dearly to me. Sean Alino, come up to the stage.
Damn it, why y'all so tall? Hi, my name's Sean. I ain't shit. I like haikus, so we're gonna change up with a bunch of haikus. These are a bunch of haikus on sex positivity and just me clapping back to a bunch of men that got me fucked up. So, you about to see. Guy on Granger says, not out, still on the down low. He's incognito. Bromosexuals. Fuck boys that want to fuck boys but won't admit it. Then a mouth. I won't swallow, I'll bite hard. Average penis size 5.5 inches. I've been spoiled my whole life. You say you're 8 inches, but this haiku lasts longer than you, though. Real talk, that haiku wasn't even 17 syllables. The lip smack was the first syllable. Gay lesson on rimming. This is how I serve my cake and eat his too. Ice cream cake. But I'm lactose intolerant though, but I don't care. It's archetypal of you to coax the necrophile out of a man. I don't know if y'all remember the song from like a while back, but the next haiku is on just like the fetishization of gay Asians. Me fetish with side of rice queen. This is how me rub you wrong time. And then last one is, the first time I got fisted wouldn't be the first time I've had fight in me. So yeah, man got me fucked up. But you know what really got me fucked up though?
What got you fucked up, Sean?
I'm gonna need Nelly's help for this real quick. Clap it up as Nelly Bass comes up to the stage. Oh, this spins, that's dope. I didn't know that. The floor spins, that's dope. You can't do that to me.
Drugs happen on this stage.
You can't do that to me, nah.
And sex after hours.
Should I still or nah? You think I still can? Yeah, you can. Yeah, I can? All right, cool. All right, so what's really got me fucked up, does anybody here know what conversion therapy is? Raise your hand if you know what conversion therapy is. Word. So for those of y'all in the room that don't know, I'm gonna put this down before I hurt myself. Conversion therapy is a psychological spiritual counseling intended to change a person's sexuality or gender identity. And I'm so glad I'm straight now. We used to be too gay to function. Now my voice is deep like the dick I used to take.
I keep my mouth closed like a real woman. Shouldn't be filled with vagina
Or opinions when the kiki turns speakeasy silent. They say you want a wife. Say you want a husband. Say you don't want these urges.
The only carpet I want to touch
Is the one in our home. I'm so happy to have found heterosexual love with you. After they forced us to have sex, until we liked it, are you uncomfortable yet? Like the so-called doctor asked me, pinned my arms like they're Jesus, tortured, said, you think Christ died so you could be a dyke?
You think he died so you can march down the street with all your faggot friends?
Didn't you see how God made a blessing out of Florida? Made a parade of all his pride and gave us something to celebrate. Shut down that nightclub like a miracle. Said,
I needed to see the light.
So they electroshocked the sickness out of me until the memory loss made me forget that I liked men.
Or women.
Or that I was even a person. Castration, cutting off these homosexual thoughts.
Force-fit vomit-inducing pills.
Until the self-hatred makes you more sick than they already claimed you are. That day, I learned inhumane can be a sexuality.
These are the testimonials of those who survived the torment.
The Republican Party supports a parent's right to determine the proper treatment for their minor children, with Vice President Mike Pence at the forefront. Yeah. Living as homosexuals.
They end up committing suicide. Rather have you identify as dead than queer. Convert you until the only orientation you have is horizontal, underground, like you death dropped and stayed there.
Said, this is to save your soul from eternal damnation. I say, you can't pray away the gay. The most homophobic parents always have gay children. Isn't it your God who works in mysterious ways?
Maybe we are technicolor prophets born perfect, sent here to teach
you acceptance. Teach you the real meaning behind B, attitude. Girl, God was feeling himself so much on that sixth day.
He made me in his image. I didn't ask to be gay.
Look at us.
I just got lucky.
Deadass, I did not think I'd have enough space to death drop, but fuck it.
Can we all do a yes for that?
No, we didn't do that right. Hold on, you need the arm in the air, hand under. All right, right? We're going left to right, right? And yeah. Word, how y'all doing tonight so far? Word, we got one more poem for y'all, right? We got one more poem for y'all. I'm gonna ask my two other teammates, Sink and PoetNY, to come up on the stage. Mason, would it be possible to get one more mic up in here or not?
No, we just gotta.
Okay, word.
We don't have to do it.
I'm just going to finesse this.
Yeah, we gonna make this.
Shout out to them all looking sexy as hell. Can we get time for that? Laundry day, what's down?
Where are my nerds at?
Where my nerds at? We got nerds.
Where my nerds at? Make some noise. Shout out your favorite nerddom. Your favorite fandom being a nerd. CB, what else we got? What else we got? Screech? What else we got? We got Harry Potter fans up in here? Word. We got anime fans up in here?
Anime?
Okay. All right, word. Because we about to take it back real quick. Because it's 2009.
And
I just discovered Naruto.
See, now I'm introduced to the village hidden in the leaves.
When my friends found out I was a fan.
A village left me and hid me in its shame.
All my friends were down with the set.
I was down with Team 7. Learn like Sharingan. Copied 1,000 moves
Just to fit in. You'll never see which way
I
I glow up.
the way my chakra
Always flows up.
But these hand signs weren't something
I could always throw up. I couldn't be a ninja and a nigga. I wish I knew street beef. Like I know Senju and Uchiha. It's all the same anyways. Just a couple brothers killing each other.
Oh, you like that Naruto shit?
I didn't expect you to like that.
Of course you're into anime, they'd say. It's like a requirement for Asians, right?
They expected an expert out of me.
Yeah, I'm Asian and I like anime. These two things are not mutually exclusive.
The worst thing about loving something that isn't real is bleeding for it.
Fought for my fandom.
Tried to Chidori during a fight. Meanwhile, while I'm at an existential tug of war with myself.
The demon
versus the fanboy.
I got my ass whooped.
I spat blood in the space. I should have stood up for myself.
When life is a Rasengan spiraling out of control, ain't nothing imaginary about getting punched in the face.
So I hid my feelings behind an Ambu mask.
I never had much for confidence.
Made up for that with my shinobi skills every day.
An S-rank mission. Social cues?
Leg weights.
Mockery.
Dodge like shuriken. I held the tears back. Kept as silent as the beast sealed inside.
But I'm time skipped into college now.
No longer under the genjutsu of peer pressure.
I am a nine-tailed nerd for Naruto.
A storm within an unblooming lotus.
The 8th gate.
Unlocked, you can't fanboy like me. What you know about one more chapter? About 3 a.m., about no sleep, about marathons, about running home with my arms trailing behind my back.
Because I had to catch that new episode.
Why be ashamed of my chakra nature?
Nerd element. I don't give a fuck about your judgment jutsu.
This is what happens when 6 paths of pain
Converge and summon. Underdogs turn OP.
Overpowered OGs.
The original Geni.
Naruto didn't teach me how to be a ninja.
He taught me not to go back on my pride.
I wasn't destined to be an outcast. This is my will of fire. This is the village hidden in myself, loving me back. Get up here, okay? Get up here, okay? Nelly, Shantae, come up here real quick.
Shot-conic.
Thank you all so much for having us. Thank you to Mason Granger. Thank you to the Bowery for having us. Y'all are beautiful. And we can't hit.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Oh, let's just get us all together.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
All right, all right. All right, thank you guys.
Yes, all right. That was Montclair stage, CUPSI team. All right, so yeah, what we're going to do now, we're going to take a 10-minute break. It's going to be like precisely 10 minutes, and then we're going to come back. We have more folks on the list. Going to kick it up for the second half of the open mic. So yeah, get drinks and pee out your old drinks. All right, back in 10.